What is the dairy industry doing to combat greenhouse gases? Despite producing only 5% of the nation's methane, California dairy farmers are on a mission to decrease the amount of livestock emissions. But let's back up first. What are livestock emissions, and where do they come from? Methane and carbon dioxide, greenhouse gases, are produced under anaerobic conditions. This means environments without oxygen. This happens in two ways. The first, the rumen of cattle, which is one of the chambers of their four-chambered stomach, which is expelled through cow burps, and secondly, in manure that is stored wet. Now, how is the dairy industry addressing this challenge? Manure contributes a slightly larger portion of methane in the dairy system than the animals themselves, so let's focus there. One method of reducing emissions is the installation of anaerobic, no-air digesters. Think of it as a large fermentation vat, a lot like the rumen chamber of a cow's stomach. It works to capture and use methane for vehicles, cow power. This renewable natural gas reduces vehicle emissions as well, win-win. Alternatively, to avoid methane production, dairies prevent manure from being in anaerobic conditions, so manure does not sit in wet storage. Additionally, to address emissions produced by cow burps, research is being done exploring feed additives like garlic, lemongrass, and seaweed. In fact, initial studies with seaweed have been promising, showing a reduction in methane output by as much as 82%. Speaking of feed, what is in the feed is very important. Cows' primary rations include byproducts, which are upcycled. Cows are fantastic recyclers and turn what would be considered waste products into nutrient-rich dairy products. Some feed examples include almond hulls, cottonseed, beet pulp, and much more. All of these methods and more contribute not only to methane reduction, but sustainability, which is not a new trend in the dairy industry. A 2009 Cornell University study comparing milk produced in 2007 with 1944 showed that milk production increased by 68.6 billion pounds of milk, with 16.4 million fewer cows. What accounts for this substantial increase? Efficiency. Today's dairies breed for higher output, and with the specially formulated feed, cows receive all the nutrients needed to stay healthy and produce large quantities of milk. When talking about dairies, it's also important to note that 99% of California dairies are family operations. These families are stewards of the land who want to protect it to ensure it will be there for the next generation. Brought to you by